Welcome back to the class. We are going to go ahead and do the exercises. Okay. So we go for the fifth exercise. Mettez les verbes au présent. This is important. You should know how to do this exercise. And you have already learned how to conjugate the verb that ends in er. We have just one or two verbs in ir. Other than that, I'm sure it's going to be very easy for you. So the first verb is tu se laver assez sir. Okay, so you have the verb se laver, to wash oneself. So you go tu te laves assez sir. Remember, you learned in the first lesson the reflexive pronoun. Since the subject is tu, the SC changes into TE, and the verb ends in ER. Corresponding conjugation to tu becomes ES. So that's how you get tu te laves with LAVES. Next one, il s'arrête à la station de bus. Okay, so verb ends in ER, just delete the ER and add E, or you just delete the R. Next we have nous sortir avec les amis. Okay, sortir is an irregular verb, but when you think of the nous, vous, ils and else, it goes like the ER ending. You delete IR and go for ER. So you get nous sortons, SORTONS, avec les amis. We go out with the friends. Vous partir en avance. So it becomes vous partez en avance. You leave early. Je se dépêche le matin. Okay, so we know this action is something which we do in the morning. You have to hurry up. Okay, so it becomes je me dépêche le matin. You have two accents in the verb. We retain that. We don't change that. Okay, so all we are doing is, since it's a reflexive verb, that SC changes into ME corresponding to je. The ER is deleted and we add the E. I'm sure you're following me. The next verb is finir. We learned in this lesson the IR verb. So you get il, so you delete IR and you add ISSENT. Il finit la leçon à 17h. Tu dormir à 22h. So, you know, conjugation of dormir is DORS corresponding to tu, so it's tu dors. Les enfants grossir. Grossir is a verb that ends in IR. It's a regular verb, to grow. So the children are growing. You say les enfants grossissent. Okay, you delete the IR. Now, les enfants gives us the clue. Your subject has to be masculine plural. So you write the conjugation corresponding to il or elle. That's how you get les enfants grossissent. Next one is vous servir. Okay, so it comes vous servez le déjeuner. It has a ER, a following of the ER verb. It's irregular. So instead of IR ending, you go for ER ending. Okay, you serve the lunch. Déjeuner is the lunch. Les arbres fleurir au printemps. The trees bloom in spring. Okay, so it's IR. Les arbres gives us the clue. It is masculine plural. So you go for FLEURISSENT corresponding to il. So the trees are in bloom during spring. We move on to the next exercise, the eighth exercise. Changez le texte suivant à la deuxième personne du singulier. So let us have a look at this exercise. You find in all the sentences the subject is elle, so third person singular. Now the exercise, what you have to do is you just have to change that elle into tu. So it becomes tu es une petite fille curieuse. Okay, LA, you are just changing the LA into tu es. So then you have un jour tu, it was elle entre, you are changing it into tu entre. Corresponding to tu, the conjugation changes. So un jour tu entres dans la cuisine sur la pointe des pieds. So it's like on tiptoe you go to the kitchen. Tu trouves dans le placard un grand pot de confiture. So it was elle trouve, that elle is changed into tu, corresponding conjugation becomes TROUVES. I'm sure this is a very, very easy exercise. Then it was elle month changes into tu month. Sur une chaise, then it becomes tu tombe. The elle tombe changes into tu tombe. Et elle pleure again changes into tu pleures. Tu es triste. So what did we do? We just changed the subject elle, which was third person singular, into the second person singular, that is tu. Let's go ahead and do exercise number 7. Okay, this is in every lesson we have mentioned to you, répondez aux questions is important regarding to your exam. So the first one, à quelle heure vous levez-vous? So we focus more on the time here. Okay, so vous levez-vous changes into je me lève, I wake up, at and the time. À 6 heures, whatever time you wake up. Quand faites-vous le devoir? So when do you do the homework? I hope you remember this word devoir we learned in the second lesson. It was a verb meaning ought to or must. But in this question, you have a definite article written in front of that and it becomes a noun and the meaning changes. It becomes homework. Okay, so quand faites-vous le devoir? What time do you do your homework or when do you do? So you go for the answer, je fais le devoir à 6 heures. I do the homework at 6. You could change the time according to whichever preference you have. Next one, à quelle heure allez-vous à l'école? What time do you go to the school? So, je vais à l'école à 8 heures. I hope you are following how to construct the answers. So what are we doing? We hold on to the same verb, go for the subject je and conjugate the verb corresponding to je. Quand déjeunez-vous? So when do you have your lunch? Je déjeune à 12h30. Now this question is important. Like you cannot write the lunchtime as something like late in the night. No, déjeuner is to have lunch. So you should go for a time which makes more sense. À quelle heure commence le cours? What time does the class begin? Okay, so le cours commence à 9 heures. Normally it was 9 o'clock when we had a school infrastructure where you would go in. Today it could change. So you just write what time the class begins. Here again I would like to bring your attention to that word cours. In this lesson we learned a verb courir and the conjugation was je cours, cours. Okay? But when a definite article comes in front of that, the meaning changes totally. So à quelle heure commence le cours? What time does the class begin? So le cours means the class. We have a few more questions. À quelle heure vous couchez-vous? So se coucher was to go to bed. So je me couche à 10 heures. I go to bed at 10. Here again you have the choice, you can change the time. Okay? So I want you to understand how we are constructing the answers. Vous is a subject, you go for je. Okay? And the corresponding reflexive pronoun becomes me and the conjugation you know, couche, because the verb ends in er, you delete er and add e. Quand sortez-vous de la classe? What time do you go out of the class? Sortir is to go out. So we go, je sors de la classe à 4 heures. I've just put a time there, you could change it. Quand regardes-tu la télé? What time do you watch the TV? I hope you have the habit of watching. Maybe nowadays we don't do that. So the answer goes like this, je regarde la télé à 6 heures. Here again, your choice of the time. Quand jouez-vous? What time or when do you play? So, je joue à 5 heures. You can change the time. À quelle heure finit le cours? Okay, what time does the class finish? Le cours finit à 5 heures. The class finishes at 5. Always choice now, you could change the time. Après le cours, quand rentrez-vous? So after the class, when do you return? Okay, rentrer is to return. Je rentre à 6 heures. I return at 6 o'clock. So once again, I want you to understand how we construct these answers. All the questions were like vous, you go for the answer as je. Okay, you write the corresponding conjugation of that particular verb in the question with vous corresponding to je, and then you go for a, the preposition, and then just go ahead and write a time. Okay, you could even go for the figure and just put the letter H. This is very easy to do, the time. We have one more grammar aspect in this lesson, and that's something very interesting. Les adjectifs démonstratifs. Okay. So how do you usually, what are the words that come to your mind when you think of you're demonstrating something? Okay, so it could be like this is a book, this is a pen. Okay, so demonstrative adjective in English are words which are like this, that, these and those. The plural form are these and those. Okay. Now in French, we cannot have just one word. You have four kinds of words. Okay. So the masculine singular form, as usual, we have a division. Masculine singular is ce. So ce garçon is this boy. Now in this adjective alone, or in this context alone, you have a masculine singular beginning with a vowel or the letter H. Maybe so far we learned masculine or feminine singular beginning with vowel or the letter H, but when it comes to demonstrative adjective, you need to know a word just for masculine singular beginning with a vowel or the letter H. So you get cet homme, cet enfant. Enfant, enfant is masculine singular, so you go for cet enfant. So here H-O-M-M-E, the word begins with the letter H, so you go for cet homme. Feminine singular is C-E-T-T-E, okay, so cette fille, this girl. The masculine and feminine plural is C-E-S. So you want to make it plural, C-E, C-E-T and C-E-T-T-E changes into C-E-S. So you want to say, ce garçon becomes ces garçons, cet homme becomes ces hommes, cette fille becomes ces filles. So that's the example given there. So having done the exercises in the textbook, now we are going to focus on the cultural aspect, and as we did in the previous lesson on lesson 2, we move over to Madame Alice to introduce us to the cultural aspect.
La mode en France. La mode, c'est ce qui se démode. Jean Cocteau. En France, la mode ne valorise pas la tradition, mais la nouveauté, le moderne. La mode se constitue avec l'intention de la haute couture. À Paris, chaque année, 2 collections haute couture sont présentées à travers des défilés de mode. La présentation des collections printemps-été se déroule en janvier et celle des collections automne-hiver en juillet. Les plus célèbres stylistes en France sont Yves Saint Laurent, Pierre Cardin, Christian Dior, etc. Dans l'ensemble, la capitale de la France est aussi le temple de la mode. Fashion in France. Fashion is that which gets out of fashion, says Jean Cocteau. In France, fashion does not highlight tradition, but novelty and modernity. Fashion is formed with the intention of haute couture or high design. In Paris, each year, 2 collections of high design are presented through fashion parades. The presentation of Spring-Summer collection takes place in January and that of Autumn-Winter in July. The most famous stylists in France are Yves Saint Laurent, Pierre Cardin, Christian Dior, etc. On the whole, the capital of France is also the temple of fashion.
I am sure you are enriched with the cultural aspects. Now we move on to the activités supplémentaires, the additional exercises based on the 4th lesson. So the first one, traduisez en français. Okay, you have to translate into French. We leave at 8:15. Okay, So you write nous partons à 8h15. 8:15. Quarter past 8 is 8:15. So you could go for nous partons à 8h15 or you go for nous partons à 8h15. Do you want a sandwich or a pizza? So vous voulez un sandwich ou un pizza? The shop is full of dresses. La boutique est pleine de vêtements. Dresses, you have learned the word for dress is vêtements. I have lots of problems. So you have an element of quantity there. So it becomes j'ai trop de problèmes. The class starts at 4 o'clock. Le cours commence à 4 heures. Choisissez la bonne réponse is an additional activity which you find in all the other lessons. So it goes like this: j'ai faim, je vais au. Words are given to you, you have to pick the correct word. Okay, so choose the correct answer. So you have cinema. When you're hungry, you don't go to the cinema, neither to the museum. So the next word you have there is restaurant. So je vais au restaurant. Elle n'aime pas, okay, she does not like frites, okay, some French fries. So you know the answer. The verb is aimer. So when you have a verb aimer, it is always followed by the definite article. So your answer is elle n'aime pas les frites. Next one is il n'a pas. So the words choice given to you is du, de, la and the. And in this lesson we learn sentence is negative, the partitive articles changes into de. So il n'a pas de stylo. Next one, you are given a choice to write a demonstrative adjective. Okay, so you have CE, CET and CES. Let's look at the word. Our word is enfant, it's masculine singular, begins with a vowel. So we go for CET. Cet enfant est gros. Elle prend une tasse, blank and lait. So she takes a cup of. You have the, you have du, you have the, la. Lait is masculine singular, so what would be the answer? Our answer would be du. Elle prend une tasse du lait. Je bois de miel. Okay? Miel is honey. So the choice given to us is a glass, a packet. We cannot think of taking a whole glass of honey or a packet, so we go for a spoonful. So je bois une cuillère de miel. The next exercise is relier, match the following. Okay, so you have on one side, il va à la boutique, il boit du thé, le train arrive, tu es en retard, you are late. So, il va à la boutique, he goes to the shop. So, on the other side, possible answer is pour acheter une chemise, to buy a shirt. Il boit du thé. So, the possible answer is il boit du thé ou café. He drinks some tea or coffee. Le train arrive. The train arrives. Okay, so the possible answer there is a railway station is mentioned there. So we go for le train arrive à la gare. Last one, tu es en retard. So it is tu es en retard. Tu as raté le bus because you missed the bus. We have compléter avec les mots convenables. Okay, complete with the suitable words. So what are the words that are given to us? You have porte, you have bois and retard. Henri, so Henry, tu es en, the possible answer is retard. You are late, tu es en retard. Next one you have je and de l'eau, some water. So I drink some water. So je bois de l'eau. Tu ouvres. You are opening. So what are you opening? The door. Tu ouvres la porte. Quelle. We learn the time. So it is quelle heure est-il? What is the time? The additional exercises, we have this always mettez en bon ordre. You have to put it in the correct order. Okay, so you have chinois, you have choisissons, you have les plats, and you have nous. So we identify, to make a sentence you need a subject. So our subject would be nous. Corresponding conjugation of a verb is choisissons. So nous choisissons les plats chinois. So an adjective of a nationality, you know, is written after the noun. So that's how you get nous choisissons les plats chinois. Next you have un roman, je, intéressant, and lis. So our subject is je, we start with je. You have the verb lire there, so je lis un roman intéressant. I am reading an interesting novel. Paris, partons, nous, and pour. So our subject is nous. Nous partons pour Paris. Découvre le médecin le vaccin. Okay, so you understand it's a doctor who discovers the vaccine. So le médecin découvre. Découvre comes from découvrir, conjugated same like ouvrir. Okay, so le médecin découvre le vaccin. Est heure, quelle and il. So your answer is quelle heure est-il? What is the time? We are ending the class. We will come back again with the next lesson.